Whenever people want to quote-unquote revisit the olden days of Geometry Dash, they tend to look back at 1.9 and the levels made back then. But they seem to forget that 2.0, the update that introduced so many game-changing gimmicks, actually have a lot of really cool levels. So today, I wanted to try to make a level using only 2.0 features. So let's see what I made, and of course, how I made it. Alright, so I've already picked a song for the level, Meltdown by Waterflame. We're starting honestly with something that is, well, pretty energetic, if I do say so myself. Now, I don't know if this will be like a full series. I'm just gonna do this one part in this video. And I want to start with like a ship part, you know? I want to start with like a 2x speed ship part. So if I turn this into a full level, that means that I'll both build stuff after what I make today, but also what I make before today. Kinda hard to explain, but yeah, basically, this will not be the first part of the level if I turn this into a full level. Now, I recorded this video only a few days after getting a brand new PC, which I'll talk about in an upcoming video. But that means that, for example, the background audio is a bit louder than it's supposed to be. But that'll be fixed in the time next video comes out. Okay, so I accidentally didn't record any of the gameplay that I did for this, but I'll go through it pretty quickly. So we have some like very simple stuff right here. We have some straight fly and some like saw blades right here. However, I did add some moving boys right here because the moving boys would be pretty cool, you know? Also have some more moving down here with these pillars that'll shoot up a bit. Got some teleport portals and some upside down. And some 3x speed, followed by a ball portal. It's pretty simple ship gameplay, but it's also pretty cool, you know? I feel like it would flow very well for like a level made in 2.0. So I feel like I did a pretty good job in what I was trying to do with all of this. It's been a pretty long while since the last time I actually made a building video, which is why I'm not that good at like commentating. I need to get back into like commentating, you know. I'm not used to doing that because like last time I did that was pretty much a month ago, I think. And you know what? Since I mistakenly did not manage to record this gameplay, I'm just gonna make this ball gameplay as well because, you know, I gotta satisfy you guys somehow. Because again, I want the gameplay segment in this video to be more than just 2 seconds. Because I feel like gameplay is one of the most important parts of actual good 2.0 levels. I mean, it's still important for like modern levels, but especially back in the day. So I might do a bit less ball gameplay, or just the same exact length as all of this other gameplay. We will see though, I'm not too sure. Some orb stuff and maybe even some slopes, but I might not want to use the slopes just yet. I mean, hey, I could try to add some fake orbs. If it wasn't 1.9, 2.0 was certainly the age of fake orbs. I don't know why, but for this challenge and this challenge only, I really want to use like black orbs and like stash orbs and spider orbs and like 2.1 and 2.2 gimmicks, which for some reason I never have a craving to do like in any other level of mine. I can have some tight ball timings as well, not just make all of this be free, because this is supposed to be extreme demon gameplay, which I did elaborate while making this gameplay. However, due to my stupid mistake, you guys would not be able to know that. This is probably some of my worst live commentary on the planet, so I'm incredibly sorry for that. But I'll try to like explain how this works. It's just that it's late, I don't know what I'm doing, and it's been way too long since last time I uploaded, so I'm sorry guys. And I feel like at this point I'm gonna have like a short auto cube, which I won't be doing today, of course. I've already done way more than what I was supposed to do. But, oh well, let's try to structure this and actually make it be, you know, a difficult thing. You know what? I honestly really like this ball gameplay. I think it's pretty cool. I wouldn't say it's as cool as the ship gameplay, but it's a close second. I'll probably just do the same type of deco for both of these parts, so not that big of a deal. But let's not do the deco right away, let's just play through the part and see how the gameplay looks like so far. Pretty simple stuff, I know. But whatever, now it's time to get on to the decoration. I'll begin with the background, of course. I'll make it be like a dark color. Like a very dark color. And show some slight blue tint. Yeah, so this is like the background color with no saturation. And this is just the background color. If I open this, it's only the saturation which has been changed. That's it, so I'm gonna hold off on the block designs for now though, because I don't feel confident enough to do that. Instead of a block design, I decided to begin with some ground spikes as the first details for the part. They're pretty simple, but I don't mind that at all. I'm gonna still hold off on the main block designs and actually do a saw blade design instead. So I'll actually make the saw blade design up here, I guess. Like 2 different designs. They won't be entirely black on the inside. They'll be slightly brighter to like this point. And then add some rotating objects inside of here. Maybe even scale it up a slight bit to add like kind of an outline to it almost. And the smaller ones will also have a detail the bigger ones won't have, which will be this object right here. So I think that looks pretty cool. Maybe add like this here as well, making it be a bit darker. I think these look pretty cool, so I'll just add them to the rest of the part, at least the ship part, and see what I do after that. Alright, these saw blades are looking pretty good, and you know what, I feel like I've held it off for too long. It's actually time to make a block design for the part. I presume that these objects were in 2.0. If they weren't, I'm sorry. That's my fault. You can leave that in the comments and complain about me there. I do know that these objects existed because like I remember seeing a version of them in like some old level. I'm not too sure which one it was. Just that it was like an old level. Maybe have these blocks be like very close to a black color, but not be completely black. At first, it took some time for me to realize that I should add some unique details to the design, but once I got into that mindset was when stuff started to get more interesting. On this top, right here, I can add these objects, put them below the black inner outlines. Another gimmick that I'll do, or I guess another detail that I'll add, is something I haven't done in a very long time. If you're like a true OG, like if you've been watching my content from like the very first days, you'll remember that something I used to do was adding some glow to the outside of my blocks, which does look pretty good. However, it's like really unoptimized. But maybe if I give this like half opacity, then it'll probably work. Like this, I think that probably works. I don't know what other details I'll add to this inside, so I'll probably just ignore that for now. Work on this inside right here. And for the inside, I'll probably use these construction blocks right here. These blocks right here are what I associate with 2.0. For me, these are like the embodiment of 2.0. Do I want to add something more to this inside? Absolutely, I will. The next couple of details will be some decoration around the blocks, like these sort of pipes or wires, depending on how you look at them, and some saw blade objects behind the blocks. These are definitely some of my proudest details of the block design, and I really want to do this type of stuff for my following block designs in upcoming levels. Very simple stuff. Not even any 3D, which is, you know, kind of tragic in my opinion. But it is what it is. I think I'll copy paste this to like all of the designs in this part and this part, but I'll exclude all of the floating platforms and these moving guys, since I want to do something unique for them instead. it's taken like 16 minutes to come up with this block design. Again, this is some very, very simple stuff. 2.0 wasn't really that complicated of an update. This is probably not going to be a very long video, that's what I'm expecting. If this cracks even 20 minutes, I'm going to be real surprised. But without any stalling, let's just fill in the block design to the rest of the structures in the part. And I also have a very cool announcement to tell you guys while I'm doing so. For the longest time now, you guys have been begging me to make a Discord server, and today, I finally caved in and made one. Lots of cool stuff there, and probably even more will happen soon. Oh, and since you're this far into the video, I'll humbly ask you to please subscribe. I spend a lot of time on these videos, so any support will be highly appreciated. I also have memberships, so smash that join button for tons of cool perks. And follow my other socials as well. But with that out of the way, let's get back to me making a 2.0 level. Alright guys, we are back again. Decorating the level even more now. So yeah, I've filled in like most of the block design in the part. All I'm missing is just these smaller platforms and these moving guys and these moving pillars. And yeah, without any stalling, let's do that now. These moving guys, you know them. I'll give them a face. Have some eyes right here. I do want to add something inside here, like maybe some glow. They look like they're pretty evil. Ooh, yeah. Now they're pretty angry. Ooh. Okay, now it's actually pretty spooky, dude. And then I want to use this detail again. Oh, now he looks like a coffee mug. Oh my god, dude. Like, actually, he looks like an angry coffee mug. I do want some, like, conveyor tracks, sort of like, where this guy goes. So, maybe this object right here. I would like to put something more on the inside, but I'm not too sure what that could be. I mean, maybe just these objects. And, sure, I guess I could segment them with, like, some outlines. So that means that I can copy-paste this on every single one of these moving guys. And yeah, I think that looks very nice. Let's see. Yeah, dude. These guys look Koth. Okay. I didn't mean it like that. They look pretty fire. That's what I mean, okay? I'll probably do the same type of design for, like, these smaller objects, but it's getting very late for me right now, so I'll pick up tomorrow and see if I can finish it off then. Okay guys, it's a new day, and yeah, all of the block designs have been filled in now, which means that the rest we're gonna do for the level will be some air deco, background, and just, you know, tying the part together. And I feel like the first thing that I want to do, something very simple, will be to tweak the colors a bit. So that was a pretty simple change. Next change I want to add is gonna be a bit more difficult to do because there'll be some movements to a lot of this. I don't want every single structure to move. That's not what I want to do. But I want like some very, let's say, important structures to move. Like this club step monster. And like, I don't know, some structures in this part I haven't really decided yet. So I'll add those movements in pretty quickly, and after that we'll continue to do even more stuff. Add some movements to some of these parts. I'm not gonna like show you guys them until the showcase to, you know, add some more suspense and, you know, up the retention rate because I need my retention rate. But anyways, with that out of the way, I want to add some more air deco. Want to begin with some portal deco, of course. I don't know how long I'll keep getting away with making content out of this portal deco, when it's pretty much always just some rotating objects and glow. And yes, the same goes for the orb deco as well. Yeah, even the small addition of just some orb deco and portal deco actually helps a lot in this case, which I really like, you know. To piggyback off of this, I'm gonna add some more air deco, like some arrows. Let's say I can use these objects right here, these like spinny lines. I literally do not know what else to call them. And then I can add some of these arrows on the inside. I kind of want to use some like player colors right now. You know, something like this. So for me, it's like a green and a slight gray. But it's white here because it's blending colors, of course. Even though I'm using the warp function here, this is literally just scaling if I use this lock right here. So that's not going to hurt anyone. I'd presume so. I feel like using some more player colors would work very well in this level. Because like, player colors actually were pretty common back in like the good old days, 2.0. They look a bit out of place right now, but I want to add a bit more of these details like throughout the level. Like, hey, maybe what I can do on this ground spike layer, I can take all of these objects, make them be player color 1. I don't want them to be as bright though, like a bit darker. And do the same for these as well, like they're really, really bright. So, I do want to add even more of those details. So let's say I'll use these even more, combine them with these now, and they will sort of act as a path for you. I feel like the part is certainly coming together. There are a lot of things that are there right now, but there are also some stuff that isn't there. Now, we're starting to go near the end of this, and what I want to add now is a background, because backgrounds back then were very simple, so I think I could get away with, let's say, using these objects, just making some pillars, like some variations of them. Let's say these guys right here will be scaled up to like, sure, 3 times scale, and make them have like very slight saturation, but like still not that much. And something else I can do to like fade it in more nicely is just putting an alpha trigger here and another one at the beginning of the level, so when you enter the part, the background slowly fades on. You tended to do that a lot back in 2.0, and I think it works very nicely. Also, I noticed just now that there is not even a spike design here. I don't have a single spike design.
This might be my least interesting spike design ever. All I did was use some basic spikes with some glow, and that was it. I did make the edges a bit more shiny with some invisible objects, but that still isn't anything noteworthy to commentate over.
So yeah, let's put these spikes on the rest of the structures in the part. Alright, so all the spikes have been filled in now, and the part might look a bit different because my game crashed in the middle of placing these spikes, so I had to recreate absolutely everything I did today, which sucked. But whatever, we are back, I managed to do that, and I'm gonna put all of that aside and start to work on some pulses for the part. So, pulses in 2.0, they were done pretty differently than today, because like, for example, if this was just a regular old 2.2 level of mine, I would do like some simple pulses like this. Pulses back in like 1.9 and like 2.0, they would have some like hue shifts on them, and like, for example, it would pulse like the object color to a different color. It's pretty animated in a way. It's a way more silly thing, but I think that honestly is a benefit because like it looks pretty cool, if I do say so myself. So I feel like I want to do these types of pulses where like the background might have some slight hue changes, but the object color will just flash to like a bright random ass color. I did a run through of these pulses and they look really, really nice playing through them. But of course, I'm not gonna show them off until the final showcase. There's not much other stuff I want to add to this part. This part is feeling close to done. It's not completely finished, like there are a few things that I want to add to this. Like some slight stuff. Okay, I'm kidding. The part is honestly feeling complete. I think the final addition I'll add to this, which you probably already expected, will of course be the names of the members of my channel to the part, of course. Thank you so much to all of my wonderful, wonderful members: Padre, StrifeGD, KirbyaxolotlGMD, Ripluck, NEOntwix, Tiza, IRmanHD, Hymchi, Landfiner, Frozencosmo, AFive, Sourplant, and Lars Espen. And thanks to you guys so much for watching this video. It's been a while since my last building video, in fact almost a month ago. I think it's actually been a month when I've uploaded this video. But I have a lot of ideas for future videos. I'm finally out of my creative block, which I've been experiencing for like 4 months now. It's insane. So expect a lot of cool videos in the Christmas season of December. Also, let me know if you want me to turn this into a full level. It was really fun to build this and like try to see if I can work with the 2.0 restrictions, and most importantly, try to make this level feel like it was made back in 2.0. There's certainly some gimmicks and aspects that were probably more common in 2.1, but still were possible in 2.0. I want to see if I can do more of that if I turn this into a full level. But that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and let's get to the final showcase of the level so far, possibly.